Dawn Harper. Olympic gold. It's the dream of many, maybe the epitome of athletic endeavors, but few people reach that pinnacle. However, we are honored to have someone here tonight who has stepped on the top of that mountain, the top of the medal stand for all the world to see. Dawn Harper from East St. Louis. Her talent in the 100-meter and 300-meter hurdles was evident very early. As a freshman in high school, Dawn broke the Illinois state record in the 100-meter event and also won the 300-meter. As a junior, she broke her own state record, a record that still stands today. Like her idol, Jackie Joyner-Kersee, Dawn attended UCLA, where she received a degree in psychology. During her time with the Bruins, she won the sprint hurdles at the Pan American Junior Athletics and received All-American honors twice. So on to the Olympics. In 2008, in February before the game, she had arthroscopic surgery, and just 4 months later barely made the U.S. Olympic team. She was a big underdog in the 100-meter hurdles, but she defied the experts and competitors, winning Olympic gold with a personal best of 12.54 seconds. Dawn was no longer the underdog. October the 6th, 2008 was Dawn Harper Day in the state of Illinois. In the 2012 London Games, she ran a personal best in the semifinals, then made history running down the entire field, tying the Olympic record, finishing just 2/100ths of a second short of another gold. Dawn continued to compete on a world-class level through 2017. It's an honor to applaud this Southern Illinois sports legend and Olympic gold medal winner, Dawn Harper Nelson, and welcome her into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame.
I've been doing this for 33 years, and you cover all different events, Final Fours and NBA, NCAA, blah, blah, all that. I mean, all the best events, and you're a bit fortunate, but, and you're never nervous or anything, but to be here to interview this young lady, I watched her whole career at high school. I'm not saying I'm nervous. This is really, I'm honored. I'm truly honored to, you don't get to interview a gold medalist every day, especially from your area, this metro area. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Let's have a good time.
Yes, it was. First, before we talk about all that good stuff, I want to go back to East St. Louis. I mean, we call it the City of Champions. Of course, we got other honorees that make that a true. And football, basketball, but maybe girls track and field might be the gold standard. You got Lincoln and Nino and Jackie in East St. Louis. Talk about being a product of such a tremendous winning tradition and having such great role models such as Nino Fanoy, Jackie Joyner in your corner.
I can honestly say that I was blessed that in the beginning, I did not feel that pressure about, needing to be the next and carrying on that legacy. I was happy to put that upon myself, and so there was no outside pressures, but I had a lot of support with that. And when I first started running for Coach Fanoy, it was just fun. Literally, I always say it was like the wind in my face. I just took off, and I'm like, I want to keep this feeling for forever. And as time went on, and I really realized, like, oh, shoot, I'm kind of good. Then I began to really make certain goals for myself and say, I do want to be a state champion. And then for me, that was when I went to high school at Eastside, that was when they merged the two high schools. And at that time, me and Coach Noy had talked, and it's like I could be the first to win all 4 years in a row, both hurdles. And I won my freshman year, and you're like, oh, you can really set that standard. Then injuring my knee and tearing my PCL and meniscus my sophomore year, I was devastated. As a child, I'm like, it's over. Like, my whole legacy, I haven't even started yet, and it's over. But coming back my junior year and breaking my record again, and then senior year, I was blessed to have Jackie there as well to try and take that pressure off of, remember every day you enjoy this. You enjoy this. And so that's what I really tried to remind myself about as the years went on. And so for me, that is how I wanted to continue the legacy, to enjoy it. And then, as Coach Noy always says, bring back hardware. And so that's what it was about. Not necessarily like the City of Champion is on your back, but it's like enjoy it and it will come.
UCLA, you followed suit there, had a great career. What was that experience like running a great program? UCLA is one of the top women's programs year in and year out.
Absolutely. I went there under Jeanette Bolden, and Bobby Kersey was the assistant coach, the hurdles coach. Jackie Joyner Kersey's husband. And that's when the pressure really began, because everyone said, you're the next one after Jackie Joyner Kersey. What are you going to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I try and be great. I don't know. But Bobby let me know, you're a freshman. You're a freshman. Watch the older girls. You'll get there. You're a freshman. You're a freshman. And I do remember having that moment where I felt extremely overwhelmed because I was nervous about academics. I knew I was prepared, but you're like, this is UCLA. You know, this is another ball game. And I remember in my Spanish class, I have to say this because you need to understand where my mind was. In my Spanish class, you walk in and they're like, no more English. And I'm like, but I have to use the restroom. And they're like, no, you can't go if you can't say it in Spanish. And I was like, am I gonna make it here?
That's pressure.
This is crazy. So then you learn to say, como se dice, that's how do you say, and you can say anything in English. So the whole class was, como se dice, I need to go to the bathroom and I don't understand the question. So, you know, that let me know that I was amongst other people that we were all freshmen and it was okay and you just left home. And although East St. Louis, you're putting that on your back, you can do it. And guess what? These are all freshmen and they haven't been here before. And so being there, just going through the years, I was blessed to have Bobby Kersey that let me know, I've been here, honey, with Jackie. You're at the beginning, I'll walk you through this thing.
Fast forward to the Olympic trials. And a lot of times the Olympic trials in the United States is just as competitive as the Olympics, especially in the sprints and only 3 go.
Yes, sir.
You got 3rd place. What was the feeling to realize that your lifelong or your dream to become a U.S. Olympian?
Yeah, I could not believe it. I remember the first and second name popped up, and it felt like an eternity before the 3rd place came up. And, you know, standing there and you're waiting, and when it came up, I always say there are some of the ugliest pictures you will ever see of me because just the emotions coming, I was, and those are the pictures they like to use for many, many years. But it really just expressed what every athlete that has put their life and their goal, everything into this moment for 12 seconds to say, put up or shut up, basically, as you cross this line. And it just showed just the emotion that came through. And I could not believe I was going to the Olympics. It was really one of those moments you're like, Mom and Dad, we made it. You know, it really was. So that was a blessing.
I remember watching the race. Of course, it's on tape delay, but you get it on, watch it on computer. I was up late or whatever, so I can watch it live. And I remember the mad dash to the championship when Lolo fell. I said, here's a mad dash. And I saw you, both of you cross right around the same time. At what point did you think you had it then, or did you have to look up?
So no, I did not. If you
I was hollering,
really,
I was
right.
screaming, I was screaming, I was lying.
I was very silent because I did not know. When I crossed, Bobby Kersey told me, he said, look, it's going to be a dog's race. Right. You have to put your blinders on and go for it. He said, I don't want you to know where you are until after you cross the finish line. And so I was extremely focused. And so when I crossed, I saw Sally Pearson from Australia screaming and hollering. And I said, 2nd is so good. I think I got 2nd. And then the girl from Canada started screaming. I was like, 3rd, girl, you on the podium. And then my USA teammate that to this day I still love her, Damu Cherry, she got 4th. She came over to me and said, no, you won. And then that's when I kind of collapsed in her arms. And I remember thinking in that moment, God thought a little girl from East St. Louis could handle all that came with being an Olympic champion. That just blew my mind.
How did that change? From winning, standing on the podium, getting that gold medal around your neck, what is the emotions and how did it change your life from that moment?
Well, one of the biggest things, okay, I was working 3 jobs at the time I made the decision. My father could not understand that his daughter he sent to UCLA that had a degree, was very intelligent, was choosing to work 3 jobs to provide for her dream to go to the Olympics one day, choosing to work 3 jobs. When I crossed that line, then I got my contract from Nike and I was able to quit those jobs and focus 100% on my track and field just career that I wanted to go. So that was the biggest change. And then obviously coming home and seeing my people, I could not, the love and the support. And one of the greatest moments for me will forever be when I saw, it was a picture of Coach Fenoy, and they were in the JJK Center, and they showed everybody as they watched my race in the uproar it was just like they felt that with me, that I'll carry that for forever.
How important was it for you to come back? You came back and not only almost repeated, but ran a heck of a race, almost a better race than the gold medal race, and the first woman, U.S. woman ever to go back-to-back medals. How important was you to follow up with another dynamic Olympic performance?
It was extremely important because as an athlete, you have these moments, for me, that I say, this is actually what we train for. We train for that moment when, okay, we're talking the talk, you talk, but it's time to walk the walk. The world is watching, and at that time, it was between me and Sally Pearson of who was it going to be. We, similar times. The first Olympics, I got gold, she got silver. Now it's like, ooh, who's it going to be? And I just remember thinking, I had a moment before we went out, and I said, God, this is what I pray for, to actually be in the best shape of my life, mentally ready, physically ready. I was like, let's go. And so to be in that moment, because a lot of athletes, you hear stories of, I was so ready and I injured myself, or so ready and something just unfortunate happens. And I just remember standing there like, oh my God, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready, this is it. And so when the gun went off, I remember not feeling like I did not have a good start. And I was like, man, it felt like I did that in my head. I took a moment and was like, come on. And then I said, you got to walk down anything in sight because you're not winning. And I remember going and passing the girl, Kelly Wells, my USA teammate, and clipping the 7th hurdle. And I was like, you're losing it. You cannot have a bad start and hit the 7th hurdle. And I leaned to go across the line. And once again, I did not know where I was. And me and Sally locked eyes. And we both were like, no! Like, it was like, you did it too. Like, you ran the race that I was hoping you messed up. And so we both stood there. And I've had people ask me before, when you got silver, were you disappointed? Because you got gold before. And I always say it like this. I felt like two different people for both of my medals. The first race, I was a baby. I looked at Coach Bobby like, what do I do? This Olympics, what do I do? This Olympics, the second Olympics, Bobby literally was like, you're ready to go. He was like, basically, spread your wings and fly. And so for me to go and execute that with the pressure that I had of, will she come back with gold? Will she come back for the U.S. and bring home a medal? To execute and come back with that medal, I love my silver just as much.
Final question for you. What is Dawn Harper doing today?
Well, a big thing is I'm 7 months, and me and my husband are expecting our first child. And so obviously I'm extremely excited about that, and I have been very busy. Everyone's been saying, when this baby gets here, you're going to have to sit down. Well, I'm going to stay extremely busy until the baby comes, and so just busy with a number of things, but that's the big thing.
Well, first, congratulations on behalf of everybody. You've been an inspiration to a lot.
So
You say Jackie's been an inspiration to you, but you've been an inspiration to a lot of young ladies and young boys, too, on both sides of the river. Always know that. Ladies and gentlemen, our newest member of the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame, Illinois legend, East St. Louis's own Dawn Harper.